Good Erev Shabbos, everyone. Parshas Mishpatim, Rosh Chodesh Adar. So, the Mishpatim is a parsha full of the laws, civil laws that are brought down in the Mishnayos and Gemara of Bab Metzia, Bab Kama, Bab Basra, Sanhedrin, all the laws of courts and damages. At face value, looks very basic, but Hasidic teachings and Sichas and Memorim, starting from the Baal Shem Tov with the famous Torah on Ozav Tazavimoi, Kisikni Avedivri, Lotia Mashkela, the four watchers. There's so much deep Hasidic insight and lessons to apply to our Avodas Hashem from this week's parsha. And it's the famous Torah of the Alter Rebbe, Kisikne Avedivri, the Alter Rebbe explains that it's talking about Moshe Rabbeinu. That Moshe Rabbeinu, he is Sikne. Moshe acquires a Jewish slave, that he elevates the Jewish people by giving them das, giving them proper understanding, to elevate the Jewish people to a level where they can serve Hashem on a higher level of a godly awareness. And so I was actually, last week I was in Shul. I was looking for kind of an inspiration from the Rebbe, and I opened up just a random book of Sichos, and I opened the page, and there the Rebbe is talking about a very deep concept, and that says, we know in Chassidus you teach us about the idea of what's called Nikuda Behechola. The word Nikuda Behechola means, literally translated, the dot in the chamber, or the dot in the room. So we know that Chachma is considered like the letter Yud of Hashem's name, is the idea Chachma, which is wisdom, is the Barak HaMavrik, the first idea, the flash of an idea. And Bina, which is understanding, is development of the idea. And what happens is sometimes you have the flash and the development, like which would be like the letter Hey, which is like a square, like the shape of a room, where the development loses focus of the inspiration that started it, the Chachma and the wisdom. And it starts to go, and the Rebbe says it could go krum, it could go diagonal, it could go off the track. And in order for a person to stay focused, you must have what's called Nikuda Be'echala. You must pin the dot in the room. You must stay focused. And the Alter Rebbe explains that idea is what it means, Kisikne Avedivri, on a higher level. That Moshe Rabbeinu, through das, which is the idea of connecting, of hiskashrus, of connecting our intellectual koiches, our intellectual powers, to become real with us, and become one with us, is that the das connects that dot in the room. That although we expand and we have Avos Hashem and Yiras Hashem, that's what it means, we spoke about last week, a visual of Hashem. Re'iyas Elikus is Nikuda Behechola, that when you have the understanding, you have the broadness of Bina, you also have the focus constantly, never losing your sight of the dot, which is the inspiration, which is the Gili Elikus, the revelation of godliness, the beginning of the revelation of godliness in our lives, in our soul. And on the lower level, the das is connecting our intellectual understandings with our midos, with our emotions. And the idea really is brought down in the beautiful Sikh of the Rebbe, Tov Shalom Ches Matzah Shabbos Parshas B'Shalach, where the Rebbe explains that when it comes to our interactions with the world, we know that we have Shabbos and we have weekdays. And Shabbos is like what's called, we're like a melech, we're like a king, Shabbos Malka. And during the week, it's we're more like an Eved, like a slave. It means we're slave to creation, to the concealments, to the challenges of life. But we always remember that the concept that's brought down in Halacha, that Eved Melech Melech, the servant of a king is a king. Yes, you're a servant, but you're a servant of a king. And when a person remembers, takes the das, you take that understanding, the hiskashrus, the connection of our intellectual understanding and our midos, and bring it into our action, our emotions, that we penetrate us to such an extent that we constantly remember the dot in the room, that we are Eved Melech. We may be an Eved to Hashem, we're servants, we have a voida, we have to work, but we're the servant of a king. And when a person is a servant of the king and remembers that, so you don't lose focus and you realize, yes, I'm in the world, yes, there's challenges, yes, I have obstacles I have to overcome in my avodas Hashem, but I'm Melech. I'm the servant of a Melech, Eved Melech Melech. And that's connected also with the idea of Purim. Purim, the Jewish people, we say the famous line, Adayin Avdei da Achashverosh, that we're still slaves to Achashverosh, we're still servants to Achashverosh. But nevertheless, because the Jewish people were able to stay focused and revive within themselves the Mesiras Nefesh, the self-sacrifice of Torah mitzvahs, in the situation, under the circumstances, as Achashverosh was king, they were able to be Eved Melech, that they're the servants of a king, and therefore they were able to transform the negative of Haman into a positive, where Achashverosh gives the house of Haman to Mordechai and Esther. So maybe it came to Yolanu Taka that we should we should elevate within our life the idea of Eved Melech, and we should get rid of even the idea of having to be an Eved, or to be under the limitations of Achashverosh. And we should speedily see Mashiach in our time, B'Karav Mamish. Good Shabbos.